All right. Well, I had a nice night at Spring Creek Shelter. All the animals that I thought for sure were going to keep me up all night were actually eerily quiet. I also did completely pass out at about 7:30 till midnight. Then, per usual, woke up about every hour and a half after that, kind of readjusting and whatnot. But one of the things these videos never conveys, there's 12 hours of darkness, 12 hours of cold. It's a long time to be cooped up in a sleeping bag. So I'm a little heavy on sleep items. I have some luxury items. I have a couple pillows. They're camp pillows, of course, small and inflatable, but you know, it's a long time to be there. So I'm stiff when I get up in the morning. That's always a hard thing to do. Yeah, great night. The turkeys, I mean, there was turkeys right in here while I was making food at 5 o'clock, and they didn't seem to give a crap or a hoot. They didn't seem to give a hoot. Ha! That'd be the owl. Oh, shit. They didn't seem to give, I don't know. Turkeys don't sound like turkeys, I guess. I don't know where we get gobble gobble from, because that ain't it. Not these turkeys, anyway. Starting the morning with a little bit of climb out of the shelter here, which only makes sense because it was positioned down by the little creek at the bottom. But overall, I have 10 miles to Cave Springs, Georgia, and I think under 1,000 feet of gain over the whole 10 miles. So I'm rolling fairly early this morning. It is before 8. I anticipate being to town by or before noon. I think I have some road walking to do. And to be honest, now that I've looked, I think I have 20 miles of road walking. So it's been just a few minutes, but we were way down in there. I still got some uphill to go yet. But in case you missed it, you heard right. I said Cave Springs, Georgia. We've completed the state of Alabama yesterday. Over 170 miles into this thing. And now we're in Georgia. I might be out here rolling on day number 5 with no shower. Dirty hiker trash style. It doesn't mean you don't brush your teeth. It's funny, in Georgia here, someone's been painting all these stumps that you could trip on blue. Which, although nice, what about that rock, that root, that rock, that rock, that rock, that rock, that rock, that root? So, I find it kind of comical. Tell you what though, I do trip on those damn things, so I'm not knocking it. yeah, so there was a couple turkeys squabbling and whatever the fucking sounds turkeys make are not too far from the shelter I was at last night. Like I was firing up and cooking and doing stuff like it was daylight. They did not seem to care. So then I started to wonder, you know, like, are they gonna come over here later? Am I gonna be sleeping and, you know, there's turkeys? Aren't those things kind of nasty? So I googled it quick. I barely had service, and it was like, don't run because it'll show you're lower on the social hierarchy, display dominance. So I decided to keep rocking these chicken legs. Huh? That's a little odd, don't you think? Well, I don't think the rain is coming until tomorrow. Walk, 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 walk. It's hard to fit everything in that goes on in this brain of mine to these videos, but something that I think was important to mention. I had talked about doing training for this hike, which meant, I don't know, maybe 30 days worth of going to my local gym and just speed walking the hell around this track. So, as you can imagine, it drew a bit of attention having a backpack on an indoor track. You know, and some people probably silently thought, what a goofball, and some people's curiosity got the best of them and they asked. But either way, I had got my dad to get into walking a little bit, as just getting out of the house, and he had mentioned to me, since I've been out on trail, that he struck up conversation with a gentleman out there who was walking. My dad had mentioned, yeah, I was walking a little more when my son was training for a hike. And he says, oh, is that your son? I'm so glad I found out. How's he doing? Anyways, he asked about me and said he was legitimately concerned and cared. And that's just so wholesome. Thank you, sir. If you're watching, that's nice to know. One of the things with this hiking and the hiking community is, it really feels like people have your back. It feels like people care and are concerned, and that's usually something I find out on trail. And it's one of those like restore faith in humanity type things. And having a little bit of that back in the hometown is great as well. So I'm cussing a little bit on here, but that's me. So I hope you're enjoying if you're watching, and thank you again. Georgia road walking. Alabama worked real hard to get the trail off as many roads as possible. I think Georgia's got a little more work to do. I think the Pinhoti Trail, if I'm correct, originated more so in Alabama So maybe had more trails to connect, and the Georgia part is more recent. But so anyways, I think in the state of Georgia, I'm going to have maybe 40 miles of this road walking. Right here, I don't really love, there's not as great of a shoulder, so hopefully I don't have that a ton. I'd prefer to walk into traffic so I can see it coming, but the shoulder there is just too steep. Alright, we on the road. Less than 2 miles to Cave Springs, Georgia. That'll be my just over 10 miles for the day, and the rest of the weekend to do whatever. No walking. Holy shit. This road walking is gonna turn the rest of my beard hair gray and make the rest of my actual hair fall out. I don't like it. Hey, look at that. There's a trivial idea. A sidewalk. Yeah. The Hearn.